Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam. Hi. Welcome to Spookoplathon. This is my little reading vlog for Becca's Spookoplathon. If you're unfamiliar with Becca and the books, that's crazy. What are you doing here? Go follow her. But yeah, welcome. I'm gonna just play her little Monopoly board game catered around the spooky season, and I'm going to share with you the books that I read and my little rolls. I will be honest with you, I've already done the rolls. Simply because I had to put the TBR together so I could find the books. You gotta be productive when you're doing Booktober. That's just the way that it is. But welcome to this video. Let's get into the first roll so that we can read this first book. Hello. I have some reading updates. I read today at work. Thank you. I've got lots to read still this evening. But I wanted to come on and talk about the fact that I have read Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. And I'm giving it 3 stars. And the reason it's not getting it 2 stars is because I liked a lot of elements in it. I think that it had a lot going on. I like T. Kingfisher's, world building and concepts and ideas, like the goblin market and stuff. I think a lot of it is cool. But I think my issue is I don't like cozy books. There's just not enough action, not enough stakes, not enough to, keep me gripped and engaged. I like the cozy scenes, and Legends and Latte still had a lot of action and anticipation for me to cling on to, because I knew things were going to go down, there was an enemy at play. Whereas with this, it kind of felt like a meandering quest book, and because it's cozy and low stakes, found family is nice, but it just wasn't engaging enough, and I found myself more often than not bored. I was just I was there, but I didn't really care what was going to happen. I think that all of the characters were fine. I think that the fairy godmother and the witch were both the best, and the chicken, of course. They were the better of the characters, and Mara, who's supposed to be 30, just really got under my skin. I did not like her. She did not suit the story correctly. She was written like a young adult character, but in the sense of oh no, don't tell me about sex, because that's so embarrassing, and oh no, I can't hear about how immoral that is, even though she's supposedly had done the deed already. And just the mom. Okay, so the book is about Mara, who goes on a quest adventure with a ragtag team, a little found family team of a witch, of a fairy godmother, of a knight, a chicken, and then her. I think that's it. And basically she's going on this quest because her sister keeps getting pregnant and having kids, and when she's not pregnant, she's being abused by her husband, who is the prince. And I guess when their older sister died to the same man, the next sister was wed off to him, and now when her current sister dies, Mara will be the next to marry him. And that just don't make no sense. Why would your mom do that to you? Does she hate you that much because of an accident? I just don't get it. The common sense, where is it? It just rubbed me the wrong way. Lots of trigger warnings, but again, it's still on the cozier side. There's horror elements to it, but it's not quite scary. But I don't think it was bad. I didn't like it. I understand that it's fairy tale, and fairy tales are twisted and dark, and things like that go on, but I don't like it. But yeah, they go on this ragtag team. They come together to finish the quest and defeat evil or whatever, so that she doesn't have to get married to this evil man. And it's okay. Is it because you care about your sister? Is it because you just don't want to be next? I can't tell what the motives really are. It comes from a place of love from her sister, sure. But I just didn't connect to Mara. She felt way too young for her age. She was shocked and surprised by magic. Sorry, I'm not flipping you off. Shocked and surprised by magic all the time because it exists in this world very clearly. So yeah, Mara was not my favorite character. I did not like being with her. I did like the bone dog. That was cool. It had, again, a lot of good elements. It just didn't, execution-wise, didn't work for me. And that, I am a little bummed. Everyone loves T. Kingfisher. I am the outlier. I have not jived with most T. Kingfisher. I think the one that I really enjoyed was What Moves the Dead. I didn't like The Hollow Place because I don't like the humor. This one I did like the humor, and I liked the fantasy world, but I didn't like the character and just like the meandering quest plot. Like there just wasn't enough substance to it. So I didn't like love it. I'm gonna keep trying D. Kingfisher, but I just at this point I'm not sure how many more chances I'm gonna give before I just have to call it quits with her. But enough said, enough said. I'm on to the next book to read, okay? Alright, guys, I have started evocation. This is the aardvark edition. I've made it 1/3 of the way in, and I am liking it. It's not like a 5-star obsessed quite yet, if it'll even get to that point, but I am liking it more than many of the reviews have led me to believe that I might. I like all 3 characters. I like, well, let me explain. We have David, who is 29. He is a lawyer, and he also does seances. He's supernaturally gifted, and he is potentially being possessed by a demon. And then there's his ex-boyfriend, Reese, and Reese does not have supernatural gifts, but because when they were dating, David kind of brought Reese into his cult world. They kind of became a little bit rivals now, and had a bad breakup, it seems, and you know, things are kind of tough between them. College sweethearts, best friends, rough time between them, but reluctant allies, if you will. And then we have Moira, who is married to Reese. They're sweet. I really like them together. They're really cute. Moira's so cool. She is also supernaturally gifted, similar to David, but she more does like the tarot readings, the zodiac, star charts. That's more like her route. But they all are in the occult. They all, like, the boys have like a little boys fraternity situation, no girls allowed type thing. She has her own side business, like that's kind of their whole shtick. And basically they're coming together, reluctant allies, very sticky, you know, working with your ex-boyfriend, whom everyone's clearly still got some feelings, and their wife. Sticky is messy, but I like the characters, I like the world, I like that they're reluctantly working together to figure out David's potential possession situation going on. Overall, like, I'm having a fine time. Like, I like what I'm experiencing. I'm not having a bad time. Not as bad as everybody has made me out to think that I might. So, who knows? I might be one of the few that say this is a 4-star read. Who knows? But I'm gonna keep reading, because I'm having an allergy attack. You can tell for sure. But I'm gonna go, and we'll see you guys in a bit. Finished the book. Huzzah. I actually really like this. I thought that it was good. Way better than I was expecting with so many reviews that didn't really like it. So I'm happy that I read this finally. I really liked all the characters. I liked the poly relationship. I liked the occult magic. It all just worked for me. It's not like a perfect 5-star book. I didn't love it. The expectations that I had for it out of the water is based off like the general public's reviews. I like this. The characters were touching. I teared up a couple of times. Yeah, it just worked for me. I think that the occult is interesting as a pretty like non-believer. So I just had fun with it, and yeah, I don't really have thoughts. It's late. I'm tired. I have to read a whole other book. Hopefully I catch a second wind. Woo! I am over halfway, which means I'm on a good track to finishing this at like a reasonable hour Thank goodness it is night. But I am over halfway. I figured I probably should check in, tell you guys what this is about a little bit. This is a short little horror novella. It's more a mystery, but it is following a group of characters who all kind of have some insomniac tendencies, whether it's because of work or just insomnia itself, and they meet up in the cemetery to smoke cigarettes because it's the only place on campus that they are allowed to smoke. So they go meet up late at night and they kind of just talk, you know, that like random group of friends that you make that aren't like really friends but like close enough that still like have a strong effect on your life all the time, even if like it doesn't make complete sense. I'm sure you have a friend like that or two. But anyways, they meet up, and this one particular night, of course starting at midnight, they find a hole, a shallow grave perhaps, dug in this very old cemetery. It's an old campus cemetery, so it's not like fresh bodies are being buried often. It's just not how it works. The church is closed, it's an abandoned building, but they noticed this recently dug grave, and they've got a little sleuthin' mystery to detect, and that's basically what this book is. They're following the leads of the case. So we have 5 characters: Eddie, Tamar, Hannah, Tuck, and Theo. Let's go. And they're all kind of pretentious. They're all out of like either getting their master's or they just work on campus and all dropped out or did not finish their degrees for one reason or another, but still pretentious AF. Like, so many words in here that I'm just like, I'm gonna skip right over that. But yeah, basically the cover really does say enough about the story. We're definitely learning a lot about the mysteries. Everybody kind of has like a secret to play, and so once we switch POVs to the next person, I'm like extra intrigued because I'm like, wait, they know things. Wait, they're onto something. It just gets very exciting. And I like learning about them. I'm actually really enjoying this. It's not easily like an accessible read. Like, again, a lot of the words I'm just like, sure babes, let's move on from that. But I still like get the gist of the story. It's not like so annoying that like I can't follow along, but definitely is enjoyable. I don't think it'll be 5 stars unless like the ending really wows me, but maybe a solid 4. We'll see. But yeah, it's a very simple story. I don't want to say too much. It all takes place in one single night, which is cool. So yes, that's all I got for you. I finished. Just finished. There's a playlist in the back. There's a cocktail in the back. I don't know how I feel. It's definitely a novella. It definitely has... It's not an ambiguous ending, but it doesn't give you proper closure either. Like, it's pretty easy to insinuate, like, what comes next. It has, like, a sweet little found family feel to it, which I did appreciate. And I overall liked the characters. All of their voices very distinct, very different from each other. It's not like you can get super confused who is who. And I did like them, and I liked that they were, you know, cracking this little mystery and this little midnight team of cigarette smoking friends just coming together and cracking the case wide open. And it's not even really about that, but more like the characters' journey together. It is interesting. And I feel like I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Like, I don't think it's like a 5-star book. It doesn't quite get the feels, but it is good, and I did like it. So yeah, I think 4 stars. I really can't say a whole lot. It is a novella. It's very short. I am excited to talk about this at the Literally Dead Book Club live show. Whenever that happens, we read 3 novellas, but I only read the 2 because I had read one previously. But I'm excited to see what people think about this because it's a new release and not many people have talked about it yet. But alas, I have read this. So that's it for this little video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you guys enjoyed and had fun. I know that this was definitely shorter. Thank you for the rolls, not giving me doubles, so I could keep this an obtainable sized reading vlog for you guys, and mostly for me, because your girl has a lot to do. But happy Booktober. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow for another reading vlog. Bye!